Hey YouTube, this is Hyun from PTS, and today I want to make a quick review about the Solinco X Natural PU multi-film tennis strings. These are $14.50, so they're right in the middle of the PU multi-filament price range that I showed in the other video with every PU multi-filament from Tennis Warehouse. The main points I want to hit on today are the comfort, the tension maintenance, the durability, and then the playability. So this string is actually very comfortable. It's up there with what I've tried recently with Yonex Rexus Feel, Technofiber Multi-Feel, those really soft PU multi-filaments. What makes this string very different though is also very muted. So being comfortable and being muted aren't necessarily the same thing. And this is so muted that I think a con for the string. However, this also might be because I was using the Yonex V Core, which has the vibration dampening technology, so the racket itself is a fairly more muted racket. However, when I switched over from using the blade to the V Core for the first time, I just had no idea what was going on when I hit the tennis ball because I was so used to having a little bit more feedback. But for those of you who are using a little bit stiffer frames, I think that this might be an option if you're looking for a softer string that is a little bit more muted. I can also see someone seeing this as a potentially great hybrid string for maybe a string that has more direct feedback. But I, like other PU multifilaments, strongly discourage using these as hybrids. I found that when you use PU multifilaments, these soft multifilaments with especially it's like a stiff shape poly, the multifilaments don't last very long at all. The polys just cut into them way too much, so I do not recommend this as a hybrid unless you're okay with going through strings very often, or if you're using a softer polyester, maybe a round poly that won't cut into the string as much. Now onto tension maintenance. Tension maintenance was actually one of the weakest points of this string. I strung this at 51 pounds on July 10th. And then on July 16th, about 6 days later, I measured the tension and it was at 42 pounds. So it dropped almost 10 pounds, 9 pounds. And in that time, I had maybe 2 medium hard hitting sessions, but I hadn't really played that much. And then maybe 1 ball machine session. But yeah, I think it has something to do with if you read the marketing for the string, and this also might be why the feeling is so muted for the string, but there's multiple layers going on in the string. It looks like they have a lot of things going on for the string. They have the core and they have these multiple outer layers, but for whatever reason, the tension did not last very long at all. And at the time of this video that you're seeing right here, this is right before the string broke. I got about 3 weeks of playability out of it. It had dropped to 35 pounds. So it had lost almost, it was getting close to losing 20 pounds by the time that it had broke. With that said though, the string was still playable. I just had to be a little bit more careful when I hit a little bit more forward, be careful not to overhit, and try to really add a little bit more topspin. But yeah, I enjoyed the string until it broke, and I got used to having that muted feeling. So at the end, it was actually a string that I enjoyed quite a bit. After these strings broke and I switched to having a new string bed, I was actually having a hard time getting my balls deep because I was so used to having that free power and just worrying about controlling the ball. So I think with a little bit of technique and some time, I think anyone can make this string work for them. You just have to be careful about that tension loss early on. So to wrap things up, if you're looking for a mid-priced, very comfortable multi-filament, it's not going to cause any issues for your elbow, and you're okay with it being muted, you're okay with the tension maintenance not being great, and also you're looking for something that is on the little bit more durable side of PU multi-filaments, I highly recommend trying this string out. So that's all I have to say. Thanks so much for watching. I also want to put a shout out for Solinco. Thank you for going on a limb and trying out making a PU multi-filament tennis string. I'm going to go on a limb here and say this probably isn't your even close to a well-selling string for you, but it's awesome that a company is willing to try something new and not just copy and paste what another string company is doing. So yeah. Thanks so much. Hope that helps someone out there. Bye.